I never imagined betrayal could reach the point where my own child would protect the person who had broken our family apart. But that's exactly what happened when I discovered my wife's infidelity, and my daughter's shocking role in hiding it. This is my story: how I confronted the betrayal, filed for divorce, and made the difficult decision to remove my daughter from my will. My name is Saad. I had been married to my wife, Nida, for 9 years. We had a daughter, Aliza, who was 8 years old at the time. On the surface, our life appeared perfect: a stable home, shared friends, and the appearance of a happy family. I loved my daughter and trusted both her and my wife completely. The first signs of trouble were subtle. Nida began staying late at work, acting secretive with her phone, and avoiding conversations about our relationship. I noticed small inconsistencies in her stories and became suspicious, but I wanted to believe she was just stressed. Then I discovered the affair. I found messages and photos on Nida's phone showing intimate communications with another man. The betrayal was devastating. The woman I had trusted and loved had been lying to me for months, sharing her life and our home with someone else. The shock didn't end there. Slowly, I realized that Aliza had been covering for her mother. She would lie on Nida's behalf, deflect my questions, and even help hide evidence. At first, I tried to reason with her, thinking she was too young to understand fully. But the pattern was clear. She had chosen to protect her mother over me. Heartbreak and anger consumed me. My wife's betrayal had already shattered our family, but my daughter's complicity felt like a second betrayal. I knew I had to act decisively to protect my dignity, my values, and my emotional well-being. I filed for divorce immediately. With evidence of Nida's affair and documentation of her attempts to manipulate our daughter, the court proceedings were straightforward. The divorce was finalized, and custody arrangements were determined to protect the child while ensuring I was not blindsided by further manipulation. Afterward, I made the difficult decision to remove Aliza from my will. This was not a decision made out of spite, but as a necessary boundary to protect myself from further betrayal and to reinforce the consequences of actions, even those of a child acting out of misplaced loyalty. I wanted her to understand that choices have repercussions, and even family bonds can be broken when trust is violated. Over time, I focused on rebuilding my life. I moved to a new city, changed routines, and began creating a life that prioritized honesty, transparency, and self-respect. I limited contact with Nida and Aliza, allowing for only supervised communication where necessary, and focused on healing emotionally from the deep wounds they had caused. Months later, I learned that Nida's life had also been affected by her betrayal. Friends distanced themselves, family relationships became strained, and her reputation suffered. The affair that she had tried to hide left her socially isolated and regretful. For me, the emotional journey was incredibly painful. Nights were filled with memories of happier times, the heartbreak of betrayal, and the disappointment of realizing that even my child had been influenced to cover for lies. But over time, I rebuilt my life, prioritized my mental health, and embraced the independence that came from walking away. The hardest lesson I learned is this: betrayal can come from unexpected places, including those we love most. Accountability, boundaries, and decisive action are essential to protect oneself from ongoing manipulation and emotional harm. Nida's affair destroyed her credibility, relationships, and trust. Aliza's complicity, though heartbreaking, taught me the importance of boundaries and the harsh reality that trust must be earned, even within families. I divorced Nida, removed my daughter from my will, and rebuilt my life. And in the aftermath, the strongest form of justice I found was peace, dignity, and closure. Daughter covered my wife's cheating. I divorced her and removed my daughter from my will. And in the silence that followed, the truth prevailed, and I reclaimed my life from betrayal.